Welcome, everybody out there in your homes all over Australia. And as you can see in that chat box, and the world who have logged in to join us this evening. Tonight is truly an international event, and we are so thrilled to welcome our presenters and guests from around the world who have logged in to join us this evening, or morning, or afternoon, depending on where you are. My name is Jacinta Parsons. I'm going to be your MC this evening for this really exciting virtual live crowdfunding event in support of 3 organizations chosen to pitch by the life you can save. I'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of country throughout Australia and recognise their continuing connection to land, waters, and culture. We pay our respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging. And for those of us joining us from around the world, we extend that recognition and respect to the traditional owners of the land on which you are joining us from tonight. Now, since this virtual format can be sometimes unpredictable, I know in advance that you will be patient and will have a laugh with us if things don't go exactly the way we planned. Now, if the video or sound isn't working right now, my mouth is moving, but there's nothing coming out, please hit refresh and hopefully that will sort it out. And hopefully you heard me give you that instruction. To the right-hand side of your screen, you will see a chat box. And I can see so many of you have already figured that out. Now, this is the place for you to connect with each other, and it's actually where you will make pledges later in the program. If you are on your phone or the app, the chat and other functions may be all down the bottom. Usability Hub is a generous The Life You Can Save supporter, and tonight they're hosting a watch party for us in Melbourne at the Commons in Collingwood. Hello, everybody there. We also have several team members from JC Duco joining us tonight. JC Duco provides a ton of pro bono billboard advertising to promote the book, The Life You Can Save, at no cost. And I see The Life You Can Save billboards everywhere here in Melbourne, and I'm sure many of the Aussies joining us tonight have spotted the ads around the country too. We'd also like to thank Payment Consulting Network for their support, as well as Booktopia for the recent campaign promoting the Life You Can Save's message to hundreds of thousands of Booktopia customers. So wherever you are, please get active in the chat so we can say an extra hello to you all. Oh my goodness, it's incredible to see the breadth of the world that we're joining tonight. It's really heartwarming. Tonight's event is powered by the Funding Network. It's an Australian-based nonprofit that brings people together for good. And this is our 4th event with The Life You Can Save, and we're thrilled to support their work to make smart giving simple. We're going to start off tonight's event with remarks by Professor Peter Singer, who is the author of the book, The Life You Can Save. Peter is widely considered to be the world's most influential living philosopher. He's often credited with starting the modern animal rights movement and was an early pioneer of the effective altruism movement. Following the 2009 publication of his book, The Life You Can Save, Peter founded the organization bearing the same name to inspire people to give generously and effectively. The Life You Can Save now aims to generate as much support as possible for charities that save or improve the most lives per dollar in the fight against extreme poverty, and that's what brings us all here tonight. Unfortunately, Peter couldn't be with us tonight, but he sent us a pre-recorded message, which we're going to play for you right now.
Hi, I'm Peter Singer, and I want to thank you for joining us this evening. I'm very glad that we're hosting another charity pitch night, and I want to give special thanks to the Funding Network for helping us to organize this evening. I've attended the previous events, and it's been fantastic to hear from some of the Life You Can Save's recommended charities, and also to see so many supporters actively cheering on the speakers in chat, and most importantly, donating generously. You'll hear from 3 of the Life You Can Save's recommended charities, carefully vetted so that you can donate to them in confidence that your donation will do the most good. You'll also hear from one of my colleagues who will explain how, by making a part of your donation directly to the Life You Can Save, you can multiply your impact and help us to spread what we're doing, spread the message of the Life You Can Save, and bring other supporters in who will also be giving to our specially selected charities. So thank you, enjoy the evening, and bye from me.
Thank you, Peter Singer. Even though he is pre-recorded and virtual, he is as charming and as wonderful as ever. Let's go to it, shall we? You're first going to be hearing from 3 of the Life You Can Save's recommended charities who will be telling you about the programs that they're running. They'll ask you then for your support, and it's support that's needed now more than ever. And later on in the program, we'll also hear from the Life You Can Save's Louise Pfeiffer to learn more about their work. Each presenter will have 6 minutes to tell you their story and then answer any of your questions. You'll see on the screen down the bottom there that there's a place to ask questions and to vote on the best ones. So it's great if you can get involved in that tonight as well. And after we've heard from all 3 presenters, we're going to facilitate live pledging through the chat room. I'll give you more instructions when we get to that part of the program. So what do you say? Let's meet our first presenter. Our first organization, Fistula Foundation, is the global leader in treating obstetric fistula, a devastating childbirth injury that leaves women incontinent, humiliated, and often shunned by their communities. In addition to covering direct surgery costs, Fistula Foundation also supports training surgeons, equipping facilities, grassroots community outreach, and holistic post-surgery reintegration. Here to tell us more is Hannah Garone, the Senior Manager of Donor Relations.
Hi, thank you, Jacinta, and thank you everyone for joining us. I'm so excited to be sharing about our work tonight. This is the story of Priscilla, and Priscilla is from Busia, Kenya. And at the age of 17, Priscilla became pregnant and had to drop out of school, which was a devastating blow to her plans for the future. But then life threw an even bigger challenge at her during the time of her birth. Her delivery was extremely difficult, and she couldn't get to the hospital in time to save her baby. But her nightmare was just beginning. Soon afterward, Priscilla started to leak urine uncontrollably, and she was in a bad state. She couldn't visit people's homes. She couldn't even attend a burial ceremony in her village. She remained isolated in her home, robbed of a chance to attend school and suffering alone. Priscilla sought treatment many times from local clinics and hospitals, but her condition persisted after several failed surgery attempts. And Priscilla suffered with this condition for 16 years. Fistula is a condition that typically happens when a woman has a difficult labor for multiple days. This traumatic labor can leave a hole in the woman's body called a fistula, where feces and urine can leak out. Women who suffer from this condition are often ostracized due to the leaking and the smell, isolated from their communities, abandoned by their husbands, and unable to work. In 90% of fistula cases, the baby dies, and the woman has to cope with the trauma of losing her child. The physical and psychological toll of fistula on a woman is brutal, and without help, women with fistula will suffer until the end of their lives. This is where Fistula Foundation comes in. We believe that no woman deserves a life of misery and isolation simply for bringing a child into the world. We want to restore not just health, but hope. Right now, there are an estimated 1 million women suffering from fistula globally. This is an issue largely eradicated in the developed world due to the availability of maternal health care. But in the poorest countries, fistula still devastates the lives of many women. Since 2009, Fistula Foundation has provided more than 75,000 free repair surgeries to women in need. We operate in 27 countries across Africa and Asia by supporting community outreach workers and locally based doctors who understand how to best find and treat these women. In the past decade, Fistula Foundation has begun linking multiple partners into countrywide treatment networks that offer holistic care to women. At Fistula Foundation, we are in it, to end the suffering caused by fistula in all countries where this condition persists. To find women, we need outreach. Many women who develop fistula live in remote rural areas and hide their condition out of shame. So outreach enables us to identify and transport more women to receive this life-changing surgery. To treat women, we need skilled surgeons. Treating fistula requires both experience and advanced surgical skills. We support both surgeries and surgeon training, and we fund more fistula repair surgeries globally than any other organization. To support women, we need reintegration. We support a range of services to help with reintegration, including counseling, support groups, and job training. By taking part in a network of holistic care, local experts work together to address fistula on a national scale. I love this picture. Thankfully, after 16 years of suffering, Priscilla was referred to our partner, GynoCare Women's and Fistula Hospital, for repair surgery, and today she is healed. She found hope in regaining her health, and she was encouraged to go back to learn tailoring, which helped her start a new life. So you can see here, she returned to the same hospital where she was treated to show off her newfound tailoring skills, and of course, to thank the team at GynoCare for the hopeful future that she was given. On average, across our global network of treatment partners, the cost of a life-changing fistula surgery is $920. Investing in fistula treatment is a cost-effective way to yield a dramatic impact on a woman, her family, and her community. You can give the precious gift of health to women like Priscilla. Our goal tonight is to raise $50,000, which could fund over 50 surgeries and could change the lives of that many women suffering from fistula. Your support is needed to help end the suffering caused by fistula. So we ask you tonight to make a gift to transform a woman's health and to help restore her hope. Thank you.
Thank you, Hannah, so much for that presentation. And as always, we want to extend our gratitude for the work that you do with Fistula Foundation. There's a great little comment already in the chat box here saying, thanks, Hannah, for putting it that way. We're in it to end it. Hannah, what do you mean when you say in it to end it? How does that look for you and your organization?
Yeah, so when we say we're in it to end it, what we mean is that we want to end the suffering caused by fistula. And at the moment, the million women who are already suffering from this condition, they might not know what is even happening to them, or they just don't have access to the care that they need. And in the meantime, they're suffering in isolation. They have to deal with these symptoms and they're shunned from their communities. What we want to do for these women is end the wait time for women to receive treatment for fistula. The average woman waits 9 years after getting fistula before they receive treatment. And in countries where we have the holistic treatment networks, women only have to wait 5 years, which is still too much. But what we want to do is to end this wait time so that women don't have to suffer from fistula anymore.
It's just heartbreaking to even think about that length of time, Hannah. There's a question here from Steve that says, thank you. Is there any work being done to increase obstetric services like emergency C-sections to prevent fistula formation?
Yeah, so of course, fistula really only occurs because there's a lack of comprehensive women's health care in developing countries. And so something like access to C-sections and women giving birth in hospitals would help prevent fistula on that end. Prevention is such a big part of the problem. And so with Fistula Foundation, we work with organizations like FIGO and the UN Population Fund to kind of integrate our services with that. But our goal as an organization is so laser focused. And we know where we can really add the most value in treating women who have already developed this condition. It is so pertinent in many countries, and there are still 1 million women who are suffering now. And so we know that we have a surgery that is incredibly effective. And we really believe that that's a great investment to make, is restoring the lives of these women's years back into their life.
It's incredible. Because we're here tonight with obviously the Life You Can Save, you have been recommended by them for such a long time. What does the support from the Life You Can Save mean to Fistula Foundation? How does it help?
Yeah, honestly, Peter Singer is a hero to us at Fistula Foundation, and his work on effective altruism has really influenced how so many people choose to donate to us. Even right now, we're working on a project to mail copies of the book out to some of our donors because our CEO really deeply believes that there is no better way to convey the meaning of our work and the cost effectiveness of our work. We've had thousands of donors come to us telling us that they found us either through Peter Singer or the Life You Can Save, reading his book or the website. And each year we get thousands of donations through the Life You Can Save, which doesn't even include all the donors who came to us to give to us directly. But really, it's been an honor to be on the Life You Can Save's list of top charities. And so many new people get to learn about what fistula is and how they can help through the Life You Can Save. So we're so grateful for this connection.
Hannah, it's just so precious to have this opportunity to hear from you today. Thank you again so much for that really comprehensive presentation. We really hope we can get together and do some great work for you and Fistula Foundation this evening. Thank you. And make sure you read the comments because there's lovely comments coming in for you this evening. Well done. Thank you again.
Thank you, Jacinta.
Wonderful. And that is why we are here tonight. It just is sobering. I think Kristen may have used that word in the chat before, just the experience that some women are having, 5 to 9 years is gobsmacking. Our second organisation tonight is Living Goods, which exists to support and train local community health workers in Africa to deliver life-saving medicines, health products and health education to people who need them. We're going to hear from the Deputy Country Director, Dr. Stella Kanyerari. Here she comes. There she is. Hello.
Hello, Jacinta. Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us today. How is it that we are in 2023 and over 1 billion people still lack access to basic health care? Sadly, of these, 5 million are children who are not reaching their 5th birthday, often dying from preventable and treatable conditions. Between 2020 and 2022, close to 68 million children globally missed out on life-saving health interventions, and these were notably vaccines that resulted from the disruptions that were caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. These children are now at risk of not reaching their 5th birthday. At Living Goods, we save lives at scale by supporting digitally empowered community health workers who deliver care on call, making it easy for families to get the health care that they need. Community health workers, or commonly referred to as CHWs, are trusted frontline health personnel with basic health training and knowledge who provide care to their neighbors. They are able to reach people where they are, often closing the healthcare gap far faster and cheaper than health facilities on their own. Well-supported CHWs are a powerful tool to bring consistent, quality healthcare to vulnerable communities, even during health system disruptions that are caused by outbreaks and pandemics. Join
I'm called Nambozo Scopia. I work on Buluzwala Parish, Javazala Village. I cover 127 households. Nebonanga ba nesala nerometi kenze busawo kubanga nebonanga batu base bali bubi mukisinza ate ni chifo chene kino china ke kuli ni lugudo lweswinga omutalo ale chiro lesi balama bati bali kuyira oba ke kuliko ni lidwaliro da nenalometi badali seke ni ya kenimi kesobose kubanga enyamba batu base be munana be mukisinza ni kana chini bude buno chinango mwana osalwale ku bude buno chi semwene ndini basawo base bayipikisa ku testing. I first test on fever, then I do a MRDT to my children.
Kirungi kusindikira abasawo mambi ne batusawo atwaye eddagala atudanjabirako abaana baffe emisujja ne giwona.
Thank you, Scovia. The use of community healthcare workers to deliver health impacts has been demonstrated through a recently concluded randomized control trial, whose preliminary results are showing a 30% reduction in under 5 child mortality. They are, in many situations, the first and only contact that communities have with the healthcare system. Living Goods partners with governments in Uganda, Kenya, and Burkina Faso to innovate, strengthen, and scale cost-effective and impactful models for improving health outcomes through community health worker-led strategies. We focus on saving lives at scale by supporting community health workers, ensuring that they are equipped with skills and essential commodities, that they are supervised and compensated. With real-time data, community health workers and their supervisors can make better decisions about how and where they spend their time to have the biggest impact. In 2020 alone, Living Goods supported 12,000 community health workers who in turn were able to reach 6.7 million people and treated 3.5 million sick children. We aren't stopping there. We envision a world where every family can easily access the health care they need to survive and thrive. Our ask today is to contribute to our ambitious target of reaching 1.8 million people annually across the 3 countries. With as low as $6 per patient annually, we can bring quality, data-driven healthcare to the doorsteps of vulnerable communities. For example, 60,000 Australian dollars can provide a 1-year access to essential medicines, information, and treatment services to 10,000 children and support them to reach their 5th birthday through trained community health workers. Join us today.
What a wonderful offer. We would love to join you and help support some of that great work that you were doing. And wonderful as well to hear from Scovia this evening. What a great insight into the work that's happening. Lots of lovely chats coming through as well. If you have a question, we can ask it down the bottom there as well. Stella, I'm really interested to know, the last question I asked Hannah as well was about the experience of having the Life You Can Save, also being a part of the support for the work that you do. How has that support been for you?
Thank you so much, Jacinta, and all those who have joined us, this evening or morning or afternoon, depending on where you are connecting from. For Living Goods, we are pushing to bring healthcare to communities using cost-effective and impactful models. Our relationship with the Life You Can Save has been very, very instrumental in having general people, me, you, Jacinta, and other colleagues who are joining, be able to contribute to this cause. It has exposed our work to different people around the world, outside the traditional funding mechanisms, but just to give people that opportunity to change a life $1 at a time. And we are grateful for having been chosen as one of the organizations that is working through the Life You Can Save. Thank you, Jacinta.
Thank you so much. And getting that wonderful insight as well, Stella, about how incredibly efficient every dollar, it seems, that's contributed is. And for such a small amount, so much can be done. So we thank you again for your work, Stella. Please pass on our great love to everyone that's doing the work with you right around the world, really. And hopefully we can join together tonight to assist in continuing that work.
Thank you for having us today.
Thank you, Stella. Thank you so much. Wow, how incredible. Our third organisation tonight is Educate Girls, whose mission is to focus on mobilising communities for girls' education in India's rural and educationally disadvantaged areas. Strongly aligned with the Right to Educate Act, Educate Girls aims to achieve behavioural, social and economic transformation for all girls toward an India where all children have equal opportunities to access quality education. Please welcome Shweta Kamath to tell us more.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. At Educate Girls, our goal is to ensure that every girl in every village has access to education. India has made significant progress in bringing elementary education to all children since our independence. But we still have over 5 million girls between the ages of 5 to 14 who are out of school. Yes, over 5 million. And girls are out of school because of poverty, because of social and cultural factors, and recently, the pandemic. But mindset plays a key role too. During the course of our work, we've met many girls. And one of them was Naraz Nath. Naraz means angry. So when we asked her, why is your name angry? She simply said, because everybody was so angry that a girl was born. Another girl is named Antim Bala, which means the last girl, because everyone hoped that she would be the last girl to be born. It is this mindset that keeps girls from school or completing their education. This belief that a goat is an asset and a girl a liability. At Educate Girls, we believe that girls' education is the closest thing we have to a silver bullet to help solve some of the world's most difficult problems. It helps improve 9 out of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, right from poverty and health all the way up to climate goals. In fact, climate scientists have rated girls' education at number 6 out of the 80 actions to reverse global warming, higher than solar panels and electric cars. So what do we do at Educate Girls in India? We work towards mobilizing communities. We work towards girls' education by mobilizing communities in some of the remotest parts of rural India. The idea generated 15 years ago in a remote village of Pali in Rajasthan to address the equity and the inclusion of girls in rural and marginalized regions of India. This idea has transformed into an organization with a mission to provide accessible and quality education to over 1.5 million out-of-school girls by 2025. And all this is possible because we deeply believe that community ownership is the key to sustainable change. At the heart of our program are community volunteers called Team Balika, which simply means Team for Girls. And they believe in this incredibly inspiring motto of my village, my problem, and I am the solution. Let me tell you about Monica here. Monica dropped out of school after her father fell ill and her family couldn't afford her education anymore. So she worked at home, she took care of her siblings, and she tended to cattle. Ravina, our Educate Girls community volunteer, found that Monica was not in school. And so she tirelessly worked to convince her parents and the local elders in the village to enroll her back in school. Due to these efforts, Monica is back in school now. And she's catching up on her education with the Educate Girls remedial learning program. You see, all our efforts to get girls like Monica in school would be useless if our children weren't learning. So we have this remedial learning program because most of our children are first generation learners, which means that there's no one to help them with their homework, there's nobody to support their education, their parents can't read or write. And once they're back in school, we work with the schools to ensure that the basic infrastructure is in place, whether it's like toilets, a separate toilet for girls or drinking water, so that the girls will stay. And we know this works. In 2018, in a randomized control test, our evaluator found that over a 3-year period, Educate Girls had brought 92% of all out-of-school girls back in school. This was essentially the world's first development impact bond in education. And we know it's scalable because we are already working in over 21,000 villages in India. We know it's smart because we work with data and technology. And we know it's sustainable and systemic because we work in partnership with the communities. And we work in partnership with the government so that there's no duplication. Here's where you come in. You can help us reach many more girls like Naraz Nath, Antim Bala, and Monica so that they can find their voices and discover their potential. We want to enroll over 35,000 out-of-school girls in over 3,500 villages of Rajasthan in India. With over $70,000 Australian dollars, you can impact the lives of 2,000 girls by ensuring their enrollment and improving their learning outcomes in foundational literacy and numeracy. Therefore, with even a contribution of 150 Australian dollars, you can make a substantial impact by identifying and enrolling 2 out-of-school girls in school. I just want to close by saying that we need to work together to educate that last girl in India, because education not only gives her the power to choose, to realize her dreams and reach for the sky, but it fundamentally protects her basic human right. And it can and will have an impact on how we all live our lives and how our planet will survive and thrive. Thank you.
Shweta, thank you so much. What an incredible insight into this amazingly effective, as you said, closest to a silver bullet, an incredible thing. And I'm going to take that statement, my village, my problem, and I am the solution. If we all thought like that, then we would be a very different world. Right, so some questions now as well. You can type your questions in down the bottom in Ask a Question, or you can vote for the ones that have already been posted. It sounds like you have such clarity of vision. What's your plan for the future? How does this evolve?
So we have been currently working with children. We work on top of the Right to Education Act in India, which allows free education for children up to 14 years of age. So what we want to do is that while we are working up to 14 years of age, that's standard 8 in India, we want to build a continuum for our girls, which means that we want to look at children in secondary education. And you won't believe some staggering statistics. There are 66 million girls between the ages of 15 to 25 who are at the risk of never completing their education. That's 57% of girls in this age group. And so what we want to do is to ensure that they have access to secondary education by bringing the school to their homes through these learning camps, so that they can look at standard 10 as a certification, further education, employment, and training, so they can truly be economically dependent, find their voice, and realize their dreams.
So powerful. I note as well that there's a lot of focus on that community mobilization. How does that help?
So actually, these we have over 21,000 gender champions who are working with to educate girls. So these champions are actually, these volunteers are from the village, and typically the most educated person in that village, and they are young, the young youth of India. They are hyper local, they're proximate, they understand the social and the cultural context of the girls that live in. And in fact, 60% comprise men. So it really embodies the he for she approach. So they really come together and they work to ensure that these girls are in school. And in fact, our biggest achievement is when we exit the village and the community takes over for the girls, and then we can move over to the next village. So community mobilization really is the pillar that we stand on.
Yeah, so incredible, so inspiring. And I don't say that lightly. I just feel so full and nourished by everything that you've told us this evening. We are so grateful for your time, and obviously enormously grateful for that work. And we hope that we can participate in some of the future that you can see very clearly.
Thank you so much. Thank you for this opportunity to talk to everyone about educating girls in India.
Oh, Shawitha, thank you again. What incredible stories from 3 outrageously inspiring leaders who are making a difference right now. It's gobsmacking, isn't it? And such an honor to be comfortable in our homes and having this opportunity to partake and hear of some of the incredible work that is happening. Now, let's see if we can work together to raise some much needed funds to support their efforts. This is how the pledging is going to work. We're going to hear from an advocate for each program. They'll tell you why they support that organization, and then we're going to kick off the pledging, and then we'll open it up to everyone watching. So there's 2 ways to pledge tonight. If you'd like to make a public pledge, please enter your name and the amount you would like to pledge in the chat box, which is such a fun way doing this together as a international community raising funds. And I'm going to read that out. If you want to make a private pledge, you can use the mobile phone to scan the QR code that you can see on screen, or the URL that's being posted as well in the chat. Mobile pledges will go automatically into the totals, so they won't be read out, but they will definitely be felt and joyfully received. We're then going to go through each program in the same order that they presented. So please save your pledges until we're collecting for that program. That makes it very easy for us to understand which program is receiving which support. And when we're done, we'll do a quick second round in case anyone wants to make any final pledges. All pledges are tax deductible in Australia, the UK, and the USA. There's no upper limits. So don't be shy. And by sharing your pledge, there's something really powerful about doing that in the chat box. It ends up providing inspiration for others to give too. If you are shy though, please, you can also text your pledge to the number posted in the chat box as well. Now, to keep things as simple as possible, we're going to ask you to pledge in Australian dollars. And for those of you who need a bit of help calculating, we've posted a currency converter in the chat room, but roughly 100 Australian dollars equals about 54 English pounds or 68 American dollars. I'm excited to announce that a generous supporter has contributed, are you ready, 45,000 Australian dollars to the match funding pool. And that means that you're going to see your pledge doubled on the screen, up to $15,000 per project. Thank you so much to this generous donor for your generosity. All right, let's get started. Let's have some fun tonight. Let's raise some money. I feel so inspired by everything I've heard. I feel enormously moved and motivated. Let's begin with Fistula Foundation. Their advocate, Bwala Chomba, is their program director in Zambia. Bwala, I think I've seen them in the chat box, has very kindly sent us a video, and we will play this for you now.
My work with the Fistula Foundation is important to me because of the holistic approach which Fistula Foundation has towards the treatment of women with fistula, starting from looking for these women in the communities using different community mobilization strategies, partnering with different hospitals in different countries, providing them with surgical medical supplies and anything that would make a woman receive quality treatment. The most important thing, which is healthcare providers training, especially the training for the fistula surgeons, who are very few compared to the number of women who need treatment. Treating of these women, providing for their logistics to and from the hospitals, and when they get better, taking them back into the communities where they participate in your integration program. I'm hereby announcing a pledge on behalf of Bridget Smith, a pledge of 1,000 Australian dollars.
Incredible. I was waiting in the wings there, ready to jump in and get excited, because I am excited. We've kicked off that pledging for Fistula Foundation, and as you will see on screen, very satisfying graph activity when $1,000 becomes $2,000. I think, oh no, there's an example there in the pledge from Jordan this afternoon, tonight, this evening, good morning, whatever we are doing. But that is the place. In the chat box there is where you may like to add a donation that you heard will go in incredible lengths to supporting women in enormous pain and humiliation, as we heard. We've received a $3,000 pledge from Amelia for Fistula Foundation. She is challenging you to match her donation. Who is up for this challenge? Has anybody got inspired to perhaps do that little match right now and see the incredible graph and doubling, matching of donations? Bridget says, as a mother of 3 big children, I can't think of many more important issues to support. Rob Pine, thank you so much. Going in some direction to match Amelia. We say thank you for that $1,000. Wonderful, wonderful way to kick off. And wonderful to see so many of you right around the world this evening joining us and having this opportunity to come together as an international community of carers to support this work right across the 3 foundations and organizations this afternoon. Lots of joy. Angie says 500. Thank you so much, Angie, to Fistula Foundation. And we are enormously grateful. You'll see that go to $1,000, which is really fun. What is wonderful about this pitching and pledging together tonight is just how efficiently we're able to raise money, but how we can do it together. And any amount that you pledge goes together into a total, of course. Michelle says, I agree, Bridget. I also personally support Fistula as a monthly donor. There are other ways and more extensive ways that you can support the Tapping family. Thank you, Kate. $100. That is exactly how we go about it this evening. Nick Lamb, 300. Thank you very much, Nick, for that this evening. And as we said, and David Tickle there, 300. Thank you for both Nick and David, who I believe must be hanging out together somewhere in the world, as that has just arrived in the same little chat box section. $12,400 just like that. And we really understand the incredible extent that this money will go to. I think we heard $920 from Hannah gives that life-saving surgical support to a woman who is possibly having suffered from that for up to 9 years. The Bernadette Payments Consulting Network, $400. Thank you very much, Bernadette. Wonderful to have you join us this evening as well. And you'll see bada bing, bada boom. $1,200. No, $200 from Rickard Wikström. Exactly. Thank you, Rickard. Your example before has now come to fruition, and that's exciting. Stella says thank you, and it was wonderful to see Stella as well. Rachel Hayes, $200. Thank you, Rachel, for your support this evening. 13,000, but I think we'll see 14 even $1,000 right now. Juliet says, thank you. Really humbled by your gesture of love. Yoko says $200. Thank you so much, Yoko. Rickard's laughing at me saying $1,200. No intention of that, Rickard. I'm so sorry. Your $200 is joyfully received. 14,400 is where we are. We know we have match funding for 15,000, which means it takes us into a wonderful direction if we're able to raise it this evening, today, this afternoon, this morning, wherever we find you around the world. We'll do a first round for all of our foundations this evening. This wonderful bit of information here too. Thank you everyone for supporting Fistula Foundation, for putting smiles on the faces of these women and giving hope to the hopeless. A woman in Zambia who had a fistula in 1964 was treated in 2019 through the support of people like you. We are grateful. It seems absurd to have gratitude for something that is a human right, but it is a wonderful generosity to be saying that. Jordan reminds us that if you would like to pledge privately, hard to say, try it in your own home, pledge privately. You can do so by copying and pasting that little thing there into a different browser. Scott from Tassie, great place to be, Scott. A little cold, but I can't really speak coming from the south of Australia as well. $500 from you. Thank you. You'll see that makes it $1,000 on our little ticker, $16,020 this evening. So already an incredible night's effort, but I do believe we could do more. We do have a $3,000 amount that Amelia is still hoping for a match to. If you're feeling like you'd like to match with Amelia, this might be the time to put your hand up and say, Amelia, I've always felt like we were a great match when it comes to support and raising money. This is the time to do it. Just to put your hand up and do that. Otherwise, any amount is gratefully received, and maybe we can join together to match Amelia. Some amounts have already gone through in the ways we described before, through the QR code or through texting in your amount. 18,020, very, very exciting. Frosty says, thanks for supporting mothers. Goody Goody Wines, sounds delicious, can I say? $100, thank you. Very good name for a wine, any old day. Thank you very much for that. $20,320, very close to having a wonderful outcome here for Fistula Foundation. I will give us a tiny amount more. $1,000 from Give Industries. Thank you so much. And a lovely little emoji there. Thank you. That makes it $22,320. I'm not even waiting for it to calculate. Fantastic work for wonderful women in need. Data Jukebox supports Fistula. What? Wow. Data Jukebox supports Fistula Foundation with $20,000. I can hear Fistula Foundation screaming in excitement around the world right now. Oh my goodness, Hannah's just put a, and of course we get the confetti. This is one of the most exciting things that happens at a TFN event. $46,160. Lots of excitement for Goody Goody Wine, Give Industries, and Data Jukebox. Amazing. Michelle, that's how we all feel right now. What an incredible place to find ourselves at this very early stage in the evening. $46,160 makes me feel all the more better about perhaps finding our way to our next organization. Wow. I think give yourself a clap. If you've got someone in the lounge room, high five them. Hannah says, oh my goodness, we got fireworks. Thank you everyone for the support. The result of this is that we will reach so many more women with life-changing surgery. It is so exciting. Let's give it a round of applause. We will have an opportunity to come back for a quick second round if you realize that, you know what, got a lazy couple of hours that you might like to contribute to the work of Fistula Foundation. All right, let's move on to our second foundation. This one, as I find my words again, Living Goods, that Dr. Stella told us about a little earlier. We've been seeing Prosia Muyingo is a community health worker, and she is the advocate. So we will hear from them right now.
Pros Mingo, a community health worker and a Minister of Health Uganda, being supported, trained and supervised by Living Goods. I became a community health worker to bridge the gap between my community and a facility. I wanted my community to improve primary health care. I support this program because we work as a team. We work under supervision and we get refresh training on a monthly basis. I report weekly as a peer leader and an advocate. I report on a weekly basis using my digital tool. I get monthly incentives. I believe in work of Living Goods because of the impact it has in my community. For example, during COVID-19, we were given PPEs and essential medicine to continue assess and treat children, to give support to pregnant mothers, and to do family planning. We were giving calls to the families with children under 5 years so that they don't miss their immunization schedule. Thank you for making our work possible.
How great to see your face, Prosia, and to feel your gorgeous energy. We've kicked off the pledging. Total amount so far, $260 there for Living Goods. This is going to work exactly as it did for Fistula Foundation. If you have some amount that you would like to donate, contribute to the work that is happening for Living Goods, now is the time. As Hannah says, it is so wonderful to hear directly from a community health worker, and it certainly is. And to know that they are there in the chat box as well, I'm very excited. Jordan reminds us to type in your pledges in Australian dollars, help us keep track of the tally in real time. And after the event, you will be able to fulfill your pledge as well, and in either Australian dollars, British dollars, or in US dollars. So 760 is where we're at. $100 from Gabrielle. Thank you so much for kicking us off this afternoon, this evening, or this morning. Angie says 250. Thank you, Angie. And very true comment there from Anna saying community health workers will save the world. Indeed, they will. $1,460. I'm moving forward and backwards in an excited kind of crazed movement this evening. Good to know that Goody Goody wines are being consumed at the watch party in Melbourne. Rob Pine says $1,100 for Living Goods. Thank you very much, Rob. And the wonderful Nick and David join us again. They've said $300 each, please. Nick Lamb, David Tickle, thank you so much to both of you this evening. $4,260. It's just so satisfying, isn't it? Once you've understood and heard the extent that this work has, and then you see that we are going to hopefully help make some impact. Kate says 100 from us for the community health worker saving the world. Yes, Kate Tapping, I couldn't think of a better way to put it. Wonderful, 5,060 buckaroonies this evening. It has been joyful to see those dollars getting matched as well. You can see the donated and you can see the match separated there. You know what happens when we get to our match funding too, as you saw the confetti cannon a little while ago. And I do make too much of it, but it is one of the most exciting things that happened. Huge thank you to Payment Consulting Network for your generous $3,000 pledge. Oh, hang on. That's for Educate Girls. We'll put that somewhere for now. I got excited, but it's exciting. $5,000 from Give Industries. We'd love to see that matched by another business or business leader. This is the way we like to do things. Give Industries are saying, let's be friends in a matchy kind of way. So we'll throw that up there for now. Yoko, beautiful. Thank you so much. $200 from Yoko. High five to you. We're looking for a $5,000 match so that Give Industries feel like they have a friend, you know, in that world. This year from Prosia, we are village doctors, saviors, counselors, foot doctors, etc., working day and night to save our neighborhood. Oh, it's just gorgeous to hear from you and to see you this evening. And you saw, Prosia, from the joy that's coming through the chat. And I hope you can feel it from us and our energy that we're so honored to be with you this evening. $15,460. Give Industry, put it on the table. They've just sort of said, you know, be great to have a match. If you can't match that amount, though, please, any amount and every amount is so warmly and lovingly received. And as you can see, this is real time, real impact. We are seeing the work happen. Bernadette at Payments Consulting Network. Thank you, Bernadette. $400. Gorgeous. And Constanza says, thank you for the Payments Consulting Network and Give Industries. So cool to have so many wonderful businesses joining us this evening as well, and today and this afternoon. I've really got to stop saying that. $3,500, Carl from Sydney for Living Goods. I feel like, there you go, we do have a great match there for Give Industries. Carl, Give Industries, hope you get to hang out together at some point in your life. $23,260 is so exciting. We're close to a confetti cannon. I don't want to compel you that way because, of course, the work is far more important than a confetti cannon. But just saying, a little on the side, it can be a delightful little addition to our evening. Hope you are having a wonderful time wherever we find you right around the world. $23,260. It does feel like we're together in some kind of crazy universe, some weird virtual experience that we have here, but it does feel very connecting when we join together to feel about that. Someone said, if you're Jordan, having trouble pledging via the chat, you can do it and leave an anonymous pledge. Visit the link that's being pasted in that little moment there. Rickart's $1,200. No, joking, Rickart. Just throwing a little gag in there. $200 from me for Living Goods. Thank you, Rickart. Very good. And as you can see, that becomes a good $400 matched. $23,660. Stella being gorgeous. Thank you, Stella. Dr. Stella, I should say. Just showing some wonderful gratitude. It's so lovely to have you join us this evening. $23,660. What can we do? Not far off. Data Jukebox. My goodness. Wonderful housework in communities in need. Data Jukebox supports Living Goods with $20,000. And this has become the $20,000 dance because it's really so exciting. And I am your only visual representation of what that looks like. We get the confetti cannon. We get the excitement. $46,830. I love Michelle. Her reactions are just the best. Matt, she says, and the face. Again, yes, amazing. $46,830. And gorgeous Dr. Stella is there. We know Priscilla is also joining us and can see that this amount will be. Jordan loves the 20K dance. Good, because it's not this. I've got a very small amount of space with which to dance in this little tiny box. I got better moves. I'll let you know. Oh, there's Michelle's doing the dance. Thank you so much. It is so exciting to see again coming together, and the generosity of everybody joining us tonight takes us into these amazing spaces. $46,830 for Living Goods. I'll leave it for maybe one more second. We will come back around again. It is so exciting. Isn't it just the best thing to do of a time together? We should do this far more often. This should be our actual daily life, hanging out together and raising money. Wonderful work, everybody. Thank you. Let's all just get a little bit of movement going, of excitement, a little bit of energy. It's time now to move on to our third and final foundation project. Wonderful organization that we heard about before. See what we can do with Educate Girls. Let's hear from Krishna Pagadala. He's kindly sent us this video as to why he supports Educate Girls.
Hello, I'm Krishna Pagadala. I was born in India and have been involved with various charitable organizations in India for 20 years. I find Educate Girls to be a unique organization working with the most marginal girls in the worst gender gap districts of India. They use a scalable, low-cost model using community volunteers to enroll, retain, and ensure that girls are learning in school. I have visited Educate Girls on the ground in India and I'm very impressed with their work and impact. I pledged to enroll 4 out-of-school girls for a year by donating $300 to Educate Girls and invite you to do the same.
Thank you for that wonderful invitation, Krishna. And I know that we will take up the place that you kicked us off with. We're actually at 1,040 already, and I thank you so much for pledging and for taking us there. Let's see what we can do. You know, in the small box, we can dance. That's what's exciting. Who knew that that was possible? I'm leaning in. I'm feeling the energy pulsating through this chat box. This would, you know, in and of itself is worth something. This beautiful little moment in time. If you have some money that you would like to support Educate Girls with, Bridget, $5,000. Oh, thank you. That gets a little dance spot. Everything gets a dance. I would dance everywhere. Thank you so much, Bridget, for starting there. That takes us already to $11,640. Huge thank you to Payment Consulting Network for your generous $3,000 pledge to Educate Girls. Already, look at that, $17,640. We heard how incredible it is, the amount of money and how far it goes to Educate Girls. Thank you so much, everybody. $17,740. Thank you, Rob Pine. $1,000 for Educating Girls. You have been such a wonderful contributor. Thank you. Good on you, Yoko. $200 from you as well to Educate Girls. Denise, $1,000 for Educating Girls. Thank you very much. Alicia from JC Duco, $100. Thank you very, very much for that. That's 22,000, I think. Gabrielle, thank you, $100 from you as well. Using the Human Development, there's Krishna Index for Moral Weights. I estimate that $600 can give the education equivalent of a saving of a life. Incredible way to think about it. So many things that have been said tonight have absolutely shifted some of the thinking. It's such an important thing to share as well. This is the most effective charity, says Krishna. Your passion is wonderful to have with us this evening. $22,540 is already where we're at. What a wonderful, wonderful achievement already thus far. Good on David Tickle and Nick Lamb, who've shifted the order in which their names have arrived. I like a little bit of diversity there. $300. Thank you from both of you. So that's $600 if you're just listening to my voice. Thank you, David and Nick. Gorgeous to have you. Kate Tapping, the whole Tapping family has said we absolutely need to educate girls. $100 from the Tapping family. Thank you. Caitlin at the Melbourne Watch Party, who are having goody wine right now. Not jealous. I've just got my beautiful glass of water. $100. Thank you, Caitlin. Wonderful. Hope you're all having fun there. Rick Hart is there with 12. No, just joking again. $1,000 from Give Industries. Thank you. Let's educate girls. Wonderful. Thank you so much from Give Industries, who are absolutely being incredible. Love those notebooks. Oh, this. Thank you, Kate, and thank you for all the support through Write the World notebooks. Wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. $26,140 is where we are. Where can we go this evening? We are already incredible. Carl, $2,000. Thank you for educating girls. I think that's going to get us some confetti. That's how I'm feeling. That's what I'm going to say to you, because we're going to tip over into the match funding. Look at that. 30,070. It is strangely satisfying to know that we have confetti cannoned. Oh, data jukebox. You know, just when you think, awesome, thank you for helping girls to reach their highest potential. Data jukebox supports Educate Girls with $20,000. If you are near, can someone give Matt the most profound high five ever on behalf of all of us? Thank you so much. That takes us to $50,070. Michelle, just the joy coming out of her emojis is worth it for that. Woohoo, says Jordan. Thank you for giving me things to read and to exclaim with. I appreciate it. Wonderful. It's so exciting. Shawitha says, thank you, Shawitha, sorry. Thank you in capitals. You know it's extreme when you get to the capitalization of your evening. 50,070. This is why this is such a joyful way to come together in all the ways that we give and contribute. We do it together. We do it with the energy that we do it with tonight, and with such great intention. And it's wonderful to do it with our community. Incredible. 50,070 is where we are. I'm going to wait a little moment, but we will go around for a really quick second round in just a moment. Should we have a quick look at where all the organizations are right now? And get excited, because boy, oh boy, have we done such a fantastic job. Fistula Foundation, 46,160. Living Goods, 46,830. And for Educate Girls, let's throw another $200 in there from Philippa, but that will take us to 50,270. Incredible. How joyful and full do you feel together doing that? Before we do our second round, so we'll go really quickly through each of the organizations again and just make sure that you've had an opportunity to support all of them if you would like to. We're going to be, please join me in welcoming Louise Pfeiffer, Director of Philanthropy at The Life You Can Save, to the screen. She's coming. I can feel Louise making her way. Sometimes it's difficult. Behind the computer, you've got to get through the cord. You've got to go through it's hard business. She is moving in our direction, though. I feel so confident about it. I'm losing confidence. No, there she is. Thanks, Louise.
Hi, I've had some connection issues, and can I just confirm that you can hear me okay?
Yes, we absolutely can hear you.
Okay, wonderful. All right, this is not the device I was supposed to be doing this on, but I'm just going to roll with this. So just a big hello to everyone. Just want to say, tonight, how inspiring tonight has been, and I'm really eager to also share with you my own life-changing story. It started with this book, The Life You Can Save. It inspired me to take action and much, much more. In 2011, shortly after the birth of my first child, I sat down and I read every single page. And the book brought to life what it meant to live in poverty, a world that I could not see. A world where basic needs, food, shelter, healthcare, water, and education are unmet. And I imagined how I would feel if my own child fell ill and I lacked the means to save their life. This remarkable book dismantled common objections to giving to charities and assured me that I could make a difference in the life of the world's poor. On finishing the book, my desire to help others was so intense that, quite literally, I whipped out my wallet and embarked on a giving journey that has brought me renewed purpose, fulfillment, and hope. In the past 20 years, globally, we've halved the number of people living in extreme poverty, but there are still 700 million living in destitution. The Life You Can Save is actively changing this narrative. We're shattering the numbing effects of these overwhelming statistics and breathing life into individual stories. We are a non-profit and a meta charity. We are a giving multiplier. For every dollar donated to our operations, we raise an astonishing additional $15 for each of our recommended charities. Since 2015, we've raised over 100 million Australian dollars to help the world's poor and distributed 140,000 copies of the very book that ignited my compassion. The Life You Can Save serves as a profound lens that allows those of us in high-income countries to truly see those individuals in low-income countries. Women who suffer from fistula, girls not receiving their basic human right of education, 5 million children dying before their 5th birthday each year. Through our life-changing book, marketing and outreach activities, fundraising and events like this, The Life You Can Save seeks to tap into the generosity that sits within each of us to reduce the suffering of our fellow humans. We meticulously evaluate charities, ensuring that when people donate, they can be confident that their money is going to a very good cause. The best part, we give 100% of all donations received to those charities. We don't take a cut for ourselves. Our small and dedicated team tirelessly conducts research, fundraisers, and promotes our partner charities, all of which contribute to our success. But we too need funding and resources to continue delivering our services to the world. You have the power to unlock our potential to expand. You can help us reach even more generous individuals. Together, we can unlock their innate generosity. Today, our goal is to raise $30,000. This amount will cover the printing costs of 15,000 copies of The Life You Can Save. Imagine the impact of another 15,000 people being inspired by the powerful ideas within the book, just as it did for me. Together, we can create a world where 700 million people living in poverty is not a statistic, but a journey of triumph, compassion, and hope. Thank you.
Thank you. And even though you've had some technical issues, that was absolutely perfect. So lovely to hear your thoughts, and so important that we understand the importance of supporting the organizations and the multiplier effect, as you talk about. I noted actually on your website that there is an impact calculator. How does that work?
Oh, I love talking about the impact calculator. As a former financial advisor, I'm all about numbers and analysis, and that's why I love the Life You Can Save. It's this combination of the heart and the head. Donors can go to our website and plug in a number for one of our recommended charities, and the impact that they can have on someone's life is quantified. So you can go in and say, what will $10 do? What will $100 do? What will $1,000 do for any of our recommended nonprofits? And you will be told through our analysis and our data and our back end, it will show you what you can actually do, what the impact that your donation can have. And I just find that so powerful.
It is so powerful, and again, so important that we're supporting the organizations like the Life You Can Save to do the important work that is done right around the world in the way that you do. So this is our opportunity actually to kick in some funds to help the Life You Can Save. I'm going to let you know, we actually already have a pledge from Steve DeLuca for $5,000 for the Life You Can Save. What we will do right now is actually see if we can raise a bit of money to ensure that the Life You Can Save can continue to do the work that it does. As you just heard there from Louise, the multiplier effect of every dollar equals this incredible impact that they can have. And it's a really important change in the way we think about organizations, is that we understand that those that are supporting need to be supported as well. Julia says, what an amazing, all you wonderful people do. I can't decide who to support, so would like to pledge $100 for each group to support our sisters overseas. Love your dedication and passion. Right now, we're going to raise some money for the Life You Can Save. As you've seen this evening, this has all come about as a result of the hard work of highlighting and bringing voice to the organizations that desperately need to have the support that they have currently this evening, for example, but also beyond and into the future. So if you have any spare dollar here and there, just a very quick round to support the Life You Can Save this evening, you know how grateful that would be in terms of its reception, but also again, the incredible amount of work that it can do into the future. That book in the hands of people means that there will be a change in the way we think about the world and how important that is. You're all here because you understand that, but we also understand that we need to encourage others to join us in philanthropy and giving, in making sure that we also take responsibility for the world. I'm talking and talking, but would love to see even just the amount close to that would be wonderful. $1,000 from Give Industries. We love the Life You Can Save. And I think that's a wonderful, incredible, generous way to show the love this evening. $7,200. 200, Rickard. Thank you very much. Was that 12? No, not funny anymore. $200 from Rickard. Thank you, Rickard. And of course, we thank you as well for the work that you do with the Life You Can Save. This is done from passionate people, but it needs more than passion, of course, to ensure the survival of things. There might be some widespread internet issues. Several of us are struggling with connectivity. So we may need to pledge after or via the mobile. Okay, really good. David and Nick, though, there and being wonderful, $300. Hannah's saying really recommend that we read the book. Okay, good to understand that there are some issues with connectivity this evening. $8,000. I'm really glad that we had the opportunity that we did to raise the money. Again, Jordan has mentioned that there is that other way that perhaps you can go about it. If you can't connect on, cut and paste down that very bottom area and put that into your browser, and you can go through and pledge that way. $8,000, beautiful little way to start this evening, and hopefully we'll be able to find a way to raise some more money for the Life You Can Save later or later today in some way. Okay, very, I'm not sure whether it's going to be difficult to do so, but just a really quick second round for these incredible org programs. Basically, we're going to do the second round of pledging. Firstly, we'll quickly run through Fistula Foundation. Gabrielle, that's exactly how we do this, $100 there. Quickly for Fistula Foundation, if there's any additional money for that, we will take that now. And of course, living goods. If you write down, in fact, write down the amount you would like to donate and the organization that you would like to donate it to. And perhaps we'll do it that way right now, especially if we're having connection issues. And such deep apologies if you are having issues. We are excited to share that Steve DeLuca, $6,000 for Fistula Foundation. Incredible. Another $100, Scott. Thank you so much. Much warmer on the inside here in Tassie as a result of all the goodwill. It's so true, isn't it? Thank you all. And a special cheerio to Rick Hart for his wonderful work before I sign off. Thank you, Scott. Denise, $500 to Fistula Foundation. Thank you so much. That takes us to $52,460. Denise says $500 to Living Goods as well. You are doing a very nice job there with the spreading of your generosity across organizations. Thank you, Denise. So $500 to Living Goods, which takes us to $47,430. Rachel, $200 each for Living Goods and Educate Girls. Rachel, thank you very much. Steve DeLuca has pledged another $6,000 for Living Goods. Steve DeLuca, my goodness, you get a little dance, Steve DeLuca. I reckon you do. Thank you very, very much. That takes us to 50. I wish I could do maths. Maths has never been my strong point. 53,630 for Living Goods. Oh, my goodness. Bernadette at Payments Consulting Network, $600 to Fistula Foundation. Thank you so much. Enormous generosity. Looking really, really good. We've got Educate Girls and we've got the Life You Can Save as well as an opportunity. If you're able to connect now, we can raise some money for the Life You Can Save this evening. One more moment before we say a huge thank you to you all, give you a couple of minutes. There's this sort of thing where I do a turnaround. Oh, and when I did that, it's quite magic. Carl has said $2,000 for Fistula Foundation. Carl, thank you so much. $6,000 from Steve DeLuca for Educate Girls. Steve DeLuca, that's how I feel like I want to say your name right now. My goodness me. Thank you, sir, for enormous generosity. A little bit of that, a little bit of that. I'm finding a way to kind of really maximize my space right now. 56,570 for Educate Girls, 53,630 for Living Goods, and Fistula Foundation, 55,560. I'll do that thing where I turn around and try and get a surprise. And if you want to add something in now, now's the really impactful time to do it. I do a little, and nothing happened. Awkward, really awkward, but good to know that there is no more surprises to be had in, okay, hang on. Don't wrap up just yet. We have one more exciting announcement. I'm thrilled to announce that Australian Ethical Foundation have renewed their multi-year support of Living Goods and will be providing a grant of $50,000 to them this year. Oh, my goodness. Thank you, Australian Ethical. We are so grateful for your support, The Life You Can Save, and the wonderful work there. Australian Ethical is an award-winning investment and superannuation company for people who want to invest for a better world. So every year, Australian Ethical, I believe, donates 10% of profits after tax and before bonuses to the Australian Ethical Foundation to unearth and fund effective charities. And since 2019, the foundation, I think, has donated over $500,000 to the Life You Can Save and some of its charities, including Living Goods, Fistula Foundation, and PSI. Amazing! That is so worth an incredible dance. Let's have a really quick look. Oh, Bernadette at Payments Consulting Network says $600, please, for Living Goods. Amazing. Thank you, Bernadette. incredible generosity this evening. It's incredible. I feel like we have done exactly as we set out to do, demonstrate the power of what we can do together. Thank you so much for joining us this evening and for making our the results so outstanding. Fistula Foundation, 55,560. Living Goods, 104,230. Educate Girls, 56,570. And The Life You Can Save, 8,100. It is incredible that we have been able to do that this evening. If you are in Australia, you can follow the green button below, which is now appearing. Don't you love technology? Dang, it's just like that. And you can fulfill your pledge right now. If you're donating from a country outside Australia or the UK, please see the link being posted in the chat. It's not there yet, but it will be. In addition, tomorrow, The Life You Can Save will send everybody an email with links to fulfill your pledge. They'll also send a link to tonight's stream so you can share with your networks and encourage others to donate. What a great opportunity to actually spread the word of the incredible job, the incredible work that's being done in all of our names. For those in Australia, please make a payment for your donations by the end of the Australian financial year or well before. And it's the 30th of June, so that's coming up really fast. And from those all around the world, we recommend you fulfill your pledge in the next 2 weeks. The team at The Life You Can Save will be updating you on the impact of your support over the coming weeks and months. Thank you again to our generous match donor and to everyone who joined us tonight. We could not have done this without you. You saw the incredible thing that we were able to do together and with enormous generosity. Until we meet again, thank you so much for your time, generosity, and your support. Have a great night, day, afternoon, morning.